Get him. And, well, for sure, it's okay, oh, there's a senior close right here.
So good morning. Today is Wednesday. It's Wednesday today. I'm taking an easy 48-minute run today. Still trying to catch my breath. So far so good. No recycle trucks.
Time, 7 minutes, 13 seconds. Distance, 1 kilometer. Workout average pace, 7 minutes, 12 seconds per kilometer.
So I'm just turning on Robin Hood facing. Uh-oh, the recycle truck. He's parked right where the trailhead is. He is picking up the blue garbage, which is the recycling. The city has already picked up the green garbage, and the city has to come back again to pick up the grey garbage. Sorry about the noise. Hopefully that will be it. One recycle truck. That's all. So I think if you go back to my Wednesday show catalogue, you will find the recycle truck will feature in every other one. Hello. Hi. Crossing the weir at Douglas Creek. Today I'm on Mount Douglas. Hello, Blue. That's Blue, isn't it?
Yep.
So how's Portugal doing in the World Cup?
Well, I haven't been keeping an eye on it.
No? I
Haven't been
noticed you
watching.
have a Portuguese hat.
Well, it's my wife that's Portuguese.
Blood? Yeah. My parents are Spanish.
Oh,
I was wondering. Hi, Blue. Hello, Blue. I don't want to scare the dog. I better go.
okay. How are you?
There was a little chihuahua that I saw anyway. Blue. I remembered the little dog's name. And now I know that the guy's wife is Portuguese. Hello. Just going through the tree graveyard. What used to be a tree graveyard. This is Douglas Creek Trail on the west side of the creek. This is far more picturesque. And I have less of ash to do, so I won't have to call out too many models of car. You have probably been with me on this run about 15 times, had a guess. This is a memorable week already because it started off, maybe 2 weeks, started off Al Howie dying. That was on a Tuesday night. And he died the day before the 25th anniversary of his run across Canada. I think that's how it was, 25. He did it in 1991. Yep. That was my gym sound-alike. Yep. We get to know each other's voices extremely well. "25 years ago, Al Howie finished his run across Canada." That's right. He started in Newfoundland in the spring and ran all the way till June. Well, it is also memorable because 7 years ago today I finished running a virtual race. 7,000 kilometers, I think, or maybe 7,000 miles. Anyway, quite a long way. Finished running a virtual run across Canada. Every day, as it happened for me anyway, I was sending, well, not every day, every time I ran, I would email my stats to the coordinator, the guy called John Remington in Ontario. He was keeping track of the distance across the map based on Al Howie's route. So 7 years ago today, I finished second to a German physician who used to love running marathons. It's the only distance he ever ran. He did marathons in training. The only thing he didn't do was run too many marathons in official races. They were all impromptu, fat-ass, normally solo events. So he was always increasing his mileage by 42.2 kilometers I need to take a drink before I continue this story. There'll be a lot of noise in a second. That's better. Now I run past the kids. Oh, looks like school is out. Hi. I guess school is out, eh?
It is out. Yep.
Isn't it amazing? We see them all winter long in the rain and in the storms.
Yes.
They come out here, little toddlers. And the other thing that I noticed, it's kind of ironic, that they should pick this playground to play in for their day at the park there's so much blowdown, you know. I hope they check the wind before they bring the kids out. That's the only thing I could say.
Yeah, I don't really know
I mean, look at this
what
magnificent
the rationale is.
Douglas fir.
I know. The trees, when you get down to the lower forest here,
They're magnificent.
trees up to
And this would be like secondary growth if you think about it.
Yeah.
Secondary growth. That big. Anyway, I got to keep my running thing going.
Okay.
I'm not running every day. What I'm doing is I'm running a certain number of hours a week, and I choose how to do that.
Oh, okay.
So today's going to be 1 hour on Mount Doug. Yesterday was 2 hours on the Goose. So I'm up to 3.
Wow. Well, I gotta say that you're really outstanding the way you can.
Well,
put up
maybe
with
it's
that.
because I'm a Londoner. No, maybe it's because I'm not a big guy.
Well,
And I started
you're not going to
late.
get big if you keep this up.
I started very late in life as well. I started when I was like 43.
Yeah.
Was never active before then. Mind you, I haven't changed shape. I just got more active, that's all.
Yeah. But you haven't had any problems with knees and joints. Or anything
Nothing
like
more than you can expect for somebody who runs 10 hours a week.
that. Yeah.
I mean, it's wear and tear, basically, but I could give myself time off, but then what would I do? Sit around? Play on the computer?
Well, that's one thing I can't do, just sit around. So
No.
I-
What's the name of your dog?
Archie.
Archie. Hi, Archie. I bumped into a tiny little Pekingese today
Yeah?
called Blue, about the size of Archie's head.
Oh, wow.
That small.
Yeah.
And I said to the owner the other day, I said, is he fully grown? And he said, yeah, that's as big as he's got. He's 11 years old.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Fit in the palm of your hand pretty well.
Yep, you could put him in. He's smaller than my cat, for sure. I'll see you later. What's your name, by the way?
Bill.
Bill. You're another Bill. Oh, this is confusing.
Well, there's a good chance of just shot in the dark, call somebody Bill.
Or Bob. Bill or Bob. You're going to be close.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. The other person called Bill is a man who walks around with Natasha, that big dog. Have you seen it on
That's
sound?
Bill Ward. Big guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're a Bill as well, right?
I'm Bill as well. Yeah, we both belong to the bowling club, the same bowling club.
Anyway, I better get going.
So. Okay.
See you, Bill.
You bet.
No, I'm not going to try and make up the time that I spent talking with my friend Bill. Bill and Archie. Archie, and I know the names of the two dogs. And he knows Natasha. Excuse me. I figured if the cars are making a rude noise, I can make a rude noise too. Let me just catch up a little bit of my pace here. Pretty soon I'll be hiking for sure. That guy Bill I was just talking to used to be a crossing guard, and he retired from being a crossing guard. I used to see him every time on Thursday when I went to see Stanley. Half of these people I'm talking about are in their 80s, 90s, or already died. I think that is one of the secrets of feeling young, is that I'm surrounded by so many very old people that to them I am a youngster. At 65, a youngster. Alright, well, this is my first traditional hike. I will get a kilometer reminder quite soon. But as you can tell, I'm still working quite hard enough, thank you. My heart is still pounding hard. The trail levels off. Yep, 25 years for Al, 7 years for me. He was 70 when he died. Not looking too much into this. Pretty soon I'm going to be in the heart of the jungle. I think I've pretty much covered that topic. Having the little chat with Bill kind of distracted me a little bit. This is the last time I might see any cars until I'm done. Bye-bye, cars. Hello, forest. As I climb relentlessly up, up, up. Yep, I'm now on Whittaker. This trail will take me all the way home. Right around the belly of the mountain and through the saddle. I had the strangest observation the other morning with Mavis. I went in there as usual, 7:30. Help her with her ADLs, give her a meds, check on her compression stockings, and I went into her bathroom to get something, I can't remember what, maybe a Tylenol, but I noticed she had 6 or 7 toothbrushes in her cup, in her mug, and I have noticed this on many occasions. How many used toothbrushes do you need to keep? I mean, let's get real here. You should keep one, and that's it. the one you're using and then throw it away. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 kilometers. Just an observation. How many toothbrushes do you have? Obsolete, redundant, spent. I mean, sure, you could save one old one for polishing up the brass ornaments, but that's about it. The rest should be thrown away. Why keep old germs close to your daily routine of sticking stuff in your mouth? Alright, well, give you a few minutes to think about that one. There's a woman walking towards me with her arms raised high. Yeah, now she's brought them down. Yep, she's definitely doing exercises. Hi. Yeah, she was an octogenarian Chinese lady. Like she was doing moving Tai Chi kind of thing, but her legs were just doing the move. Her upper body was doing the shoulder rolls and the raised arms and all that kind of business. All that malarkey. Trying to think if there's anything really important that I need to say, that luckily there isn't. So I can just enjoy the run. Yesterday I did the 10 miles on the galloping goose trail, and just as a heads up, if you're planning to do a run without water, it really does help if you go past a whole bunch of drinking fountains. It was almost in perfect synchrony with my runkeeper lady. She would say hydration reminder, and I'd be within a minute of one of these drinking fountains. Last hike before the fake bridges and the big hike up to the Elephant Rock. I always think of Michael Davis when I say the Elephant Rock. Him and his son pored over my picture for many minutes when I posted a picture of what I thought looked just like an elephant. Alright, last run to and over the fake bridges. So there are times when it pays to plan your run quite carefully in the summer. Halfway to my goal. I think I set myself a 7-kilometer run today, with reminders every 12 minutes as I hike up towards Upper Whittaker. It could actually be called Todd. I'm not sure. There was a big session of naming and renaming trails that coincided with the new signage Excuse me. I think we can expect a podcast from Jim today. Hump day. He's off work. I know this for a fact. And I know that he has a new pair of red shoes. I'm a pretty good lip reader, but when I saw him tilt the camera to his shoes, my ears perked up. Didn't recognize the brand, to tell you the truth. Never seen Newtons before. I guess they haven't set up a trading link with Vancouver Island quite yet. Maybe you'd have to go to Vancouver City or the rest of Canada to get Newtons. I really, really like this run, as you can tell. I am enjoying every second of it. It's been the glory zone since the recycle truck. I could probably do with another drink of water now, but I'm only half an hour from home, continuing in this direction, up and over, as they say. I'm not too concerned about remembering those 12-minute splits for my recording time, because I took the advanced initiative of starting my Chrono. You know, the old Iron Man watch that we all had 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Well, I've replaced the battery on mine about 5 times. No kidding. And this is about the 3rd version of the exact same watch. Either the little pin came out on the strap, or for some reason the screen got scratched. But eventually I ended up with this one, which I've had, I would guess, about 7 or 8 years. Hello. Oof. Hi.
Hi.
I've seen them many, many, many times. They never run, but they always come along this trail. They have a dog, so I think that is why runners meet so many dog walkers, because we are all creatures of habit. I have made friends with a dog on Facebook, and he replied, "Nice." I'm not going to start typing woof 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 to him, but every time I see him, I will let him know that I saw him. Suzanne's dog. I have forgotten the poor little critter's name. Sorry. Ah, I'm on the elephant. I'm saying poor little critter, but not in any sort of derogatory way. But he does look like he is suffering a little bit from the heat, like the rest of us. He was nicely resting in the shade when I saw his little video. Alright, the last little ankle breaking section on this chunky trail. Great description for these trails. Chunky. It implies rocks the size of my head or bigger, scattered in jagged formation in this dirt trail.
Time 36 minutes. Distance 4 kilometers.
Alright,
Average pace 9 minutes per kilometer.
9. Okay, well I set it for 8, so hopefully when I'm on the downside I will be able to make that time up. I heard from my friend Brad, he attempted to run 100k in the mountains, but I'm not sure how well set he was for the race. He was one of the oldest competitors, but I would have thought that the term the Sky Runners should have given him a very good idea of the kind of topography that he would be running, almost certainly a ridgeline. And I believe the issue was that it was more than one loop. So after having done it once, I think he probably figured that he might not want to do another 9+ hours. Also, let's not forget that a lot of those races have a halfway cutoff. So they might well have pulled him off that course at the halfway mark. Probably what they said was, if you haven't done half the race in 8.5 hours, you can't finish. They decide for you. But that's quite common in races, ultramarathons. They have a cut-off. If you don't make the cut, you can tell by halfway if you're going to make the cut. Besides, everybody around you is doing exactly the same thing. They're calculating if they're going to make the cut. Very disconcerting when you're trying to think positive. You're almost better being alone for that one. Otherwise you pick up a corporate vibe from all the people around you. The flunkies who have figured it out. Yep. And then the rationalizing starts happening. Why? Getting close to the saddle here. Well, the other thing that I was saying before I got distracted was the business of the Iron Man watch. Because I'm not planning to edit this masterpiece, I started my chrono when I started, well, maybe 30 seconds after I started my recording, so I just have to look at my wrist to know that I have about 34 minutes of recorded conversation. I was going to take a video, but I've got to try and cut back on my internet addiction. Because that's what it is, let's face it. It's not mince words here. Because I don't watch television, I do sit for quite a few hours over a course of a day with the laptop on my lap and my reading glasses on. The new haircut I took the picture down, 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 because I didn't like it, quite frankly. Didn't like the picture. I mean, surely, for somebody like me who deletes almost as much as he posts, it would be no surprise to you if you go back and something has vanished. I'm not sure if anybody has figured out what this latest this latest Faceboy game is all about. The one about pictures. What's happening there? Memories or something? We have to download another app. I don't think my engines can take it, Scotty. I only have an 8 gigabyte phone, iPhone 4S, which I now own. I am the proud owner. I have, or I will do today, terminate my contract with Virgin. And I will start on a family plan with Norma on Zoomer. Very cheap for us together. I think it works out at $20 each a month. Hello.
Hello.
Now I am running down past the cave, past those two hikers, towards one of my favorite trees. And just before I turn onto Glendenning and the Glory Zone section, back to Harvest Lane, which is where I can join my local subdivision, I guess you could call it. These were all farms out here where there wasn't Mount Doug, it was farmland. But there are quite a few remaining big trees, even in the neighborhoods. Farmers don't necessarily level every single tree on their property, just the ones that they want to clear fields of. They normally keep some big trees near the house for shade. Alright, so the chrono, 37 minutes. So I've got about 10 more minutes, which should get me onto San Juan Avenue. I'm getting all excited about the Glory Zone. A little rise, and then it's like surfing. I'm on the crest, just ahead of the crest of the wave. But gravity is pushing me along. All I have to remember to do is jump up and move my feet forward, alternating. I'm not a kangaroo, but you could be. Kangaroos would have just the same benefit. In fact, if you think about it, a kangaroo bounding downhill must be a formidable animal. Both legs at once, jump. Both legs at once, jump. And very little upper body. Pear-shaped animals built for running and jumping, with a honking great tail for when they're in full flight. Actually, I don't know how many other animals move like that. I think rabbits do as well. For speed, they go into bipedal action. I really don't want a trip today.
Time.
Today,
45 minutes. 44 seconds. Distance. 5 kilometers. Workout average pace. 9 minutes. 9 seconds. Per kilometer.
hello. Oh, almost missed my turn off. Yeah, I met that corner right when I met that guy. And the runkeeper lady who says I don't have a busy life. Yep. That and the kangaroos. Apparently, in native Australian dialect, kangaroo means look over there. And budgerigar, another animal that's indigenous to the Antipodes. Budgerigar means good to eat. So there you go. And lemur, as in the little mammal living in a tree, the lemur, that means look up there in whatever language they speak in New Guinea. Alright, let me check the time. 41:10 of recorded material. Yep, it's going to get me right almost home. I'll be at the, I would say San Juan section of my run, less than a kilometer from home. This is where I have to make up my time. So if I stop talking, it's because there's either a recycling truck or I'm running out of breath, one of the two. But I have had some major chat breaks today.
41 seconds. Behind.
There you go. Hello. 5 minutes, 41 seconds behind on 6 kilometers. Now that would have been the 48-minute mark. And I got 42 minutes on my watch, so yep, that makes sense. I started my recording 6 minutes in because you heard the first kilometer. So we are all synchronized to my liking. Harvest Lane. Yee-hoo. Downhill asphalt. I'm wearing my trail shoes, but this little section is only a mile from here home. I'm trying to guess where this thing is going to end. I know I do about a mile every 10, 11 minutes. Maybe something like 10 and a half minutes for a mile. Not sure. I think in kilometers, 6-minute kilometers, that's right, is 10-minute miles. And I'm doing 9. Well, that's the average after all that talking and hiking. But I could still get under 9 if I just run this last section without stopping to talk to anyone. San Juan, crossing El Nido Crescent. Actually, it's El Nido in this section. It becomes San Juan on the other side of Shelbourne. pretty soon I'm going to have to jailbreak my phone so I can change servers. I'm pretty sure I'm still going to have my same phone number. Not that that is going to be issued out very much. I really do not like phoning. I hate it with a passion. I was planning to walk that section of the crosswalk, but the cars decided for me that they wanted me to run, so they stopped way off to let me run. Nice of them. I know this tall guy. I've seen him have various walking aids. He must have had a hip replacement. He's walking fine now. Hello. He lives just up here. He has a Mustang, a nice Ford Mustang, old school. He loves driving it. Maybe once a week you'll hear him in the neighborhood driving around, feeling young. If this works out in 2 minutes' time, my workout should be over. And then I'll have to say goodbye for Wednesday. Yeah, looking forward to hearing from Jim and David and Steve and what's his name? Norman.
Seconds. Distance. 6 kilometers. Workout average pace. 8 minutes. 48.
8:48. She still hasn't told me to stop yet. I've still got a minute to go before I press stop on this recording. Hope everything is hanging in there for you guys and getting your training done. I'm not getting too worried about unachievable goals. As I was saying, the secret of this running game is to set yourself very far off goals and not to be too specific. Just it involves running pretty much every day without calling it a streak. Alright, so my watch says 48 minutes 07. So I will say bye-bye.